Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hoping that you are fine with the blessings of Almighty Allah. And here I am going to start today paper two. Maybe one more paper two I will solve in the next 1 month, and rest I will focus more on four and six. And then paper two, inshallah, after 20 or 22nd of May or 23rd of May, there will be then 2 weeks almost, so we can then practice almost daily one paper or maximum papers we can solve in that break, before paper two is starting for physics, chemistry, and biology. Anyhow, now this is, I have taken intentionally a little bit old paper, that is February, March 2026. And in February, March variant is always 2. Marks are 45. And value of G in this paper, we will be using 10 because it is an old paper, but I will use wherever I need to use, I will use the value of G as 9.8. Okay, I will not be using 10. Now, first question. The diameter of a copper wire is thought to be approximately 0.3 millimeters. Now, see, we can't use rule because the least count of the rule is 1 millimeter, and this is more. By the way, this question, there are very rare chances now they can bring because it is linked with measurements and we don't have no micrometer and vernier caliper as such in our syllabus. So measuring tape, meter rule, ruler, all of them are in not correct because they can measure up to 1 millimeter. They can measure up to what? 1 millimeter. So correct answer is what? Micrometer, which is C. So question number one, correct answer is what? Correct answer is C. Let's move to the next question, my dear friends. Yes, ma'am, your answer is correct. What is the unit of acceleration? That is again very simple, meters per second square. So here also answer for question number two is again C. Question number three. An object is released from rest and falls to earth. Release from rest, it means its initial velocity is 0. During its fall, the object is affected by air resistance. The air resistance eventually reaches the constant value. Which description about successive stages of the motion of the object is correct? We know air resistance is proportional to speed. So as the speed is increasing, air resistance is also increasing. And then ultimately, air resistance will be balanced to weight. So then resultant force will become 0. It means acceleration of the body will become 0 and it will fall with constant acceleration, constant velocity, sorry. So this is sometime in terms of graph, sometime like this theoretically. So constant acceleration is not possible. Acceleration is decreasing as the a body is falling. And you know, so C and D can be the answer. No, B. Maybe this one is very close to B. No, it can be C or D. And if you remember the graph for this velocity time graph, it's like this. So decreasing acceleration is there, and ultimately acceleration becomes 0. When here we will reach, so acceleration will become here what? 0. So correct answer for question number three, my dear friends, it will be what? It will be D. So question number three, answer will be what? It will be D. Anybody at any moment not able to get any, not able to understand particular thing, so please feel free and you can ask me, no problem at all. Okay, now we will move to question number four. A concrete post is carried up a very high mountain. At the top of the mountain, the gravitational field is slightly weaker than at the bottom. So what happened? It means value of G is decreased. So what is the effect of this weaker field on the mass? Nothing. Mass is not affected by the gravitational field. Mass is unchanged. And weight of the post. So weight W is equal to mg. And my dear friends, when I'm saying mass is constant, so weight is directly proportional to G when mass is same, unchanged. So if value of G is decreased, it means weight is also what? Decreased. So unchanged, and this will be what? Less. So correct answer is what? Correct answer for question number 4. That is C. At any moment, anybody having any problem, you can ask me, okay? This was question 4. Value of G is decreased. And mass is the quantity of matter, number of atoms or particles in the body. So they are same. So mass is not changed. But value of G, it is affecting the weight. As the value of G is weaker, means smaller, so weight will be smaller. So that's why we have chosen option C. Now, the diagram shows a cuboid block made from a metal of density this. Density is given. What is the mass of the block? We know density is equal to mass over volume. So what will be mass? That will be equal to density times volume. And the volume of cuboid, that is equal to 2 times 2 times 10. So that is equal to how much? 40 centimeter cube. Density is 2.5. Volume is 40. As we will simplify it, it will become 100 grams. So correct answer is D. Okay, my dear friends. The diagram shows an object moving at a constant speed in a circular path in the direction shown. I mean, this is clockwise, sorry. A force acts on the object to keep it in circular path. Yes, of course, so that its direction can keep on changing, can be kept on changing by applying the force constantly. In which direction does this force act? And when the object is shown in the position, now see, we need a resultant force, or we call it centripetal force. And centripetal means towards the center. Centripetal force, it is a force towards the center. Towards center. So, dear friends, centripetal force is towards the center. Okay. So, what is the center? D. A and C can be the direction of velocity, but in this case, the direction of velocity is A. And D and C, nothing. So, correct answer here is what? C. So, 5 is D and 6 is C. Sorry, 6 is B. 5 is D. 6 is B. 5 is D and 6 is B. Anybody at any moment, any question, feel free. A spring obeys Hooke's law. If it obeys Hooke's law, it means extension is directly proportional to the force. Which graph is obtained by plotting the extension of the spring against the load applied? Extension of the spring across the load applied. Now, if two quantities are directly proportional, we know one thing which is very important. The graph will be a straight line and it will be passing through origin. So of course, very simple and straightforward. And this is very common question. So if two quantities are directly proportional to each other and we have to answer it in terms of the graph, so then the graph of those two quantities will be a straight line and it will be passing through origin. And you can check extension is proportional to the load. So load is independent quantity, extension is dependent quantity. So this is extension against load. Independent quantity is always on x-axis and dependent quantity is always on what? Y-axis. So extension load graph. So it means question number 7, correct answer is A. Now, dear friends, question number 8. What is the value for a vector quantity? I'm waiting. I want you people to answer this question number 8. Which is the value of a vector quantity in A, B, C, and D? Quickly. You can answer it. It's not a big deal. Check it out. Two answers are there. Maham correct, Lana also correct. So correct answer here, my dear friends. Vector quantity, this is only magnitude. This is only magnitude. This is only magnitude. This is magnitude with direction. So vector quantity is completely described with magnitude as well as direction. So question number 8, answer is C. Then question number 9. The table gives, yes, then the table gives the table gives four energy resource sources and states whether the energy source is derived from the sun. What is the correct? Which row is the correct answer? Geothermal, it is derived from the sun? No. Oil, it is yes. So water behind a dam, yes. Wind is also yes. So only correct answer it means that is what? C. Now let me tell you just few the sources, energy sources. This is a very common one where energy sources which are depending on sun. Number one, solar energy. Of course, that is directly linked solar energy in terms of solar cells. Then number two, wind energy. This is the heat, thermal energy from the sun, which makes some parts of the air hot, others are cold. So then due to difference of temperature, there will be the current of the wind. So wind will be flowing. So wind energy, and who can heat up and cool, heat up the sides or the layers of the air, which are, my dear friends, uh, exposed to the sun. So they will get hot, rise up, and cold will sink down. So in this way, wind will be blowing in general. Number three, water behind a dam. In other words, hydroelectric, you can say. Why? Because heat from the sun will evaporate water from the water masses, which means oceans, lakes, rivers, whatever you want to say, and that water will be evaporated, then forming the clouds. And on condensation, these clouds will cause the rainfall or snowfall, and that water will be stored behind a dam, and that will be used to generate electricity. So, who is responsible? Again, the sun is responsible. Number four, where solar energy is needed. So wind, this, and now you can say here, uh, wind energies. Oh, fossil fuels. I forgot. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuels. Why fossil fuels? Fossil fuels, you know, from the social studies, very basic, lower grades, that these are the remains of the dead animals and plants which were buried millions of years ago, and then some chemical reactions have converted them into fossil fuels, in petrol, coal, and gas. Now, just let me give you an example. Nowadays, plants, they may be converted in future when they will be buried down underground into the earth, so they can be converted into fuel, fossil fuels. But right now they are alive, and they cannot prepare their food without the photosynthesis. They cannot, and photosynthesis is not possible without the solar energy. So fossil fuels also depending on solar energy. And then number five, biomass, like biofuels. So these are the five sources of energy which depends on the sun. Even you can check into the notes I have written already in chapter number 7 at the end. You can study them. We have discussed this already. So question number 9 is C. Okay, next is question number 10. A weightlifter raises 2000 Newton weight to a vertical height of 2 meters in 80.8 seconds. What is the useful power developed by this? So C, power is either energy over time or work done per unit time. So work can be force times distance, mean force times distance in the direction of force over time. So what is the force, dear friends? Force is 2000 times distance is how much? 2 meters. Over time is how much? 0.80 seconds. As we simplify this, so it becomes 4000 divided by 0.8. We are getting 5000. Yes, answer is D. So as we will simplify, answer will be equal to 5000 and unit of power is watt. So answer for question number 10, dear friends, that is equal to D. Answer for question number 10 is D and we have to label it. I'm doing roughly, but you will do it properly in exams, not like me. Okay. Next question number 11. Now see, which a wind turbine generates for 54 kilowatt of useful power from an input of 180 kilowatt of the wind power. So which calculation gives the percentage uncertainty? You know, efficiency is equal to useful output power, useful power out over, sorry, over total input power times 100. Now, useful output power is how much? It is mentioned 54,000. Kilo means 1000 over input 180 kilowatts. So 180,000 times 100%. So check which can be answer. So of course C can be the answer. What can be the answer? C, 54,000 over 180,000 times 100. So answer for 11 is what? C. So anybody having any problem can ask me, but this was simply recall memory like this. Okay. Next question is, a force acts on an area to produce a pressure. Which change produces the same pressure? Double the area and double the force? No. First of all, this question can be answered if we have an idea of the equation of pressure, that is force over area. So you want the same pressure. So double the area, double the force, it will not work. Double the area, half the force. Yes, it looks to me. We double the area and half the force. This is pressure, force over area. Now what I'm going to do, pressure is equal to double the area. So 2A and half the force, F over 2. If I'm calculating it, so pressure becomes equal to F over 4A. That is not equal to this. So cannot be the answer. Let's see A. A is saying pressure is equal to, this was answer for B. Now let's see the option A. Double the area and double the force. So 2F over 2A. So 2 is cancelled with 2. So what is the answer? P over A. And my dear friends, that is same answer. So correct answer for 12 is what? A. You can place the values and then you can put the answers again. Please read the question and check the answer. If there is any problem, feel free, you can ask me. See, they want pressure. First of all, equation is force over area. What changes produce the same pressure? So we need to make some changes. So when we double the force and double the area, so what happens? 2 is cancelled with 2 and again the answer is same. Pressure is equal to force over area. So that's why answer for question number 12, that is equal to what? That is equal to A. Then the next question is question number 13, and I would like to ask you people how you are answering this. Identify identical toy bricks. Toy bricks are placed on the top of another to make a tower on a table. So this 1, 2, 3, this 4, they are all identical. Which graph shows the relationship between the pressure P that the tower exerts on the table and the weight of the tower? Now see, pressure. Pressure is equal to force per unit area. Pressure is equal to force per unit area. I want you people to answer it by the way. Okay. Pressure is equal to force per unit area. Now see, area of contact, it stays what same. So it means pressure should be directly proportional to the force. So my dear friends, even today I told you, if two physical quantities are directly proportional, then my dear, their graph will be a straight line and passing through origin. So you can check here now which graph is a straight line and passing through origin, that is D. So this graph shows that pressure is directly proportional to weight. Weight means force. Okay. Or we can say pressure is directly proportional to weight. In bracket you can write force. You may think it is work done. So for 13, answer is what? D. Then my dear friends, next question number 14. Gases can be compressed but liquids cannot. Which statement explains this difference? Each molecule in a gas is more compressible than each molecule in a liquid. Molecules cannot be compressed. I told you while explanations that molecules can never be compressed or expanded. Mean the size of the molecule never changes. Only the separation between the molecules, intermolecular distances can be changed. So molecule in gas are further apart than molecules in liquid. It looks to me the correct answer are near to be correct. So 14 can be B. But let's see what is C. Molecule in a gas attract each other more strongly than no. There is already a negligible intermolecular force in gases, so no chance. Molecules in a gas move more slowly than molecules in a liquid. No, they move faster. So correct answer is B. Molecules in a gas are further apart, so they can be brought closer together. They can be pushed closer together, and in liquid they are already packed, so they cannot be further brought closer together. So correct answer for 14, my dear friends, that is what? That is B. Okay. Any question at any moment, please feel free. You can ask me, sir, come back, so I will be looking it again. Going back to that question again. No worries. The diagram shows a quantity of gas trapped in a cylinder. So here there is a gas trapped in a cylinder. The piston is pushed in slowly and the gas is compressed. The temperature of the gas does not change. So if temperature of the gas is not changed, it means we are dealing with Boyle's law. Pressure is inversely proportional to volume. So which graph shows the relationship between pressure and volume of the gas? See, so many times we discussed, so pressure cannot be constant. Pressure cannot be directly, linear relationship with the volume. Here, pressure is decreasing, volume is increasing. No, actually, the correct answer is this B. I told many times. See here now, volume is maximum. But what about the pressure, my dear friends? Here, pressure is minimum. Here, pressure is maximum. And what about the volume here? Here volume is what? Minimum. So when pressure is maximum, volume is what? Minimum. And when pressure is minimum, volume is what? Maximum. So this graph shows the inverse proportionality between the pressure and gas. And why we are going to use this rule? Because when it is mentioned that temperature is constant, it means the relationship between pressure and volume. So we know when the volume of a gas is decreased, mean this piston is pushed in, so the separation between the gas molecules will be decreased. So when the separation between the gas molecules will be decreased, it means they will be colliding with each other more strongly and oftenly, so exerting more force, and there will be greater pressure. And if this piston is pushed outward, so the separation between the gas molecules will be increased, so they will be colliding less. frequently, less force will be there, it means. So pressure will also be what? Less. So increase in volume, decrease in pressure. Decrease in volume, increase in pressure. And what should be constant for a fair test? Temperature should be kept constant. So answer for question number 15, that is B. Okay. Question number 16. Which quantity is the thermal capacity? Thermal capacity unit is joules per degree Celsius. So the energy lost by radiation in 1 second, nothing to do with the second. Energy needed to melt the object that is melting. The energy needed to raise the temperature of a substance by 1 degree Celsius exactly. The amount of no. So energy needed to raise the temperature of the object by 1 degree Celsius, that is thermal capacity. If it was specific heat capacity, then the energy needed to raise the temperature of the object of 1 kilogram by 1 degree Celsius, then it was specific thermal capacity. So thermal capacity only means mass will not be mentioned. It will be the energy needed to raise the temperature of a substance by 1 degree Celsius. So specific heat capacity is equal to change in energy per degree Celsius. So even that can be the formula. That's why unit is joules per degree Celsius. Okay, my dear friends. So question number 16, answer is C. Then 17. To mark temperature scales on thermometer, standard temperature known as fixed points are needed. Which of these is a fixed point? So this is no more with us in the syllabus from 2023. Not in the syllabus. Temperature and its thermometer, its properties are out. In an experiment, a liquid is heated at a constant rate. The temperature of the liquid increases and eventually becomes constant. Which statement about the experiment is correct? Boiling occurs at all temperatures but only at the liquid surface. No. Boiling occurs throughout the liquid but only at a constant temperature. Looks to me correct. Evaporation occurs throughout the liquid. Wrong. Evaporation occurs only at constant temperature. Wrong. So it means correct answer is what? B. So answer for question number 18 is B. Now, my dear friends, when I will go back here on the data sheet, see in exam as I'm telling you. So first of all, like this, and then you can connect our shade B. Question number 9. One end of a copper rod is heated. What is the method by which thermal energy is transferred by in the copper rod? In copper rod,
Mister,
yes, my dear.
why question 18D is not correct?
Evaporation occurs only at constant temperature, my dear son, not constant temperature. Actually, any temperature below boiling. Then, my dear, even right
Yes.
now in Riyadh, temperature is 72 degree Fahrenheit. My laptop is telling something like this. Okay.
Mm,
So for water to boil, it should be 212 degree Fahrenheit. But even if you wash some shirt or something like this and put it outside or into the room where temperature is even less than this, after 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe temperature, time taken will be more, but the water from the cloth or your shirt will be evaporated. We cannot say it will be boiled. The reason for boiling, there should be constant temperature. For evaporation, no constant temperature, any temperature below boiling.
thank you.
Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now, my dear, what is one method by which thermal energy? No, one method they said. If they have said just thermal energy, then we will say free electrons carrying energy from hot end to the cold end through the vibrating ions. Now, they said one method. Either we will see vibrations or we will see electrons. Now, molecules of the copper move from, molecules are not moving. These are the free electrons which are moving. So, free electron transfer energy from cooler to hot end? No. From hotter end to the cooler end, because thermal energy always flows from higher temperature towards the lower temperature. So that's why answer for 19, it will be B, my dear friend. Answer for 19, it will be what? It will be B. So 19 is what? B. Now, my dear, 20. Two plastic cups are placed one inside the other, so two cups are there. And a small spacer keep the two cups separated. Small spacer like small ball or like this is there. The cups are separated. Hot water is poured into the inner cup and the lid is put onto the top as shown there. So lid is also placed. So which statement is correct? The bench is heated by convection from the bottom of the hotter cup. No, convection hot air rises. How it can come down? No chance. The lid reduces the energy loss by convection. Yes, looks to me correct. There is no thermal conduction through the sides of the either cup. No, thermal conduction is always there. This is wrong. Mean in solids, when these things are in contact with the solid, so thermal conduction is there. Thermal conduction is prevented by small air gap. Thermal conduction is prevented by only in vacuum. So C wrong, D wrong, A wrong. Correct answer is what? B. What happens? Now the hot water, sorry, hot air, it will rise up. So when it will rise up, it will try to escape from the surface of the liquid. But problem is there is a lid at the top. So lid will not let the hot air to escape from this cup or these cups. So that's why it will be contained within for longer time. It will be staying there for longer time. There means inside this mean water within two cups, something like this. So answer for 20, dear friends, that is B. Some good questions were there. That's why I have chosen this paper. What is the unit of wavelength? Very simple here. No need to change the time, waste the time. So 21 is B. That is meter. Wavelength, that is a type of length. Now come here. Which diagram correctly shows a ray of light reflected by a plane mirror? If they are reflected, so these angles should be equal, which are not equal. This is 40 and actually this will be 40, sorry, 50, 40 not equal. So B is also wrong. 40, so here 90 minus 40, this is 50, so they are not equal. 40, this is 50, so this one is also what? 40 because 90 minus 50, 40, they are equal. So yes, answer is D. Did we do 21? Yes. So answer is what? D, my dear friends. So these angles we need to subtract from 90 degrees, which are not written. So 90 minus 40, it is 50. So they are not equal. Similarly, they are not equal here. And here 90 minus 50, 40 is not equal to 50. But here 90 minus 50 is equal to 40. So both angles are equal. Mean angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So D is the correct answer. For 22, answer is D. Now come to question number 23. Which diagram shows a converging lens being used as a magnifying glass? Okay, so when it is magnifying glass, image is virtual. Image is virtual, mean the lines are not really intersecting. The image cannot be formed on the screen. This is real image because it is inverted. This one is the correct answer. Here, this is also real image. So wrong. And this is not making this is not making any sense. How this can be the answer? So only correct answer, this B, because this is object. So one ray goes parallel, then passes through the focus. Other one just goes straight. Then we are extending them in the backward direction. They intersect over here. So this image is virtual image, and this is something which is used in magnifying glass. Which is used in what? Magnifying glass. Very first point of different cases of finding this. So answer for 23 is what? My different answer for 23 is B. So if anybody is having any problem, can ask me. So I will be writing it first. What can be the answer? Answer for 23 is, dear friends, B. 24. A sound wave travels from point X to point Y. Which diagram represents the movement of air molecules due to the sound wave? in the region between X and Y? Please, I want you people to give me the answer. What can be the answer for this question number 24? And sound waves are the longitudinal waves or compressional waves. In sound waves, the molecules are moving in a direction parallel to the direction of energy transfer or parallel to the direction of uh, motion of the particles. Only one answer, please. What about others? Yes, dear friends. So answer is D. Let me check. Longitudinal waves, yes, Maham, very correct. So there will be vibrations in this direction from X to Y. So sound is traveled by vibrations. So B and A cannot be possible. A and C and D. Why D? Because it is moving from X to Y in the form of vibrations. So correct answer for 24 is D, and that is longitudinal wave. So yes, my dear, compressions and rarefactions and D correct answer. So 24 is D, my dear friends. Be very careful in exam, and this is a repeated question by the way. No, 25. I don't know why they are bringing this question that much common. The speed of sound in air is 340 meters per second. Which row gives the typical values for the speed of sound in liquid and in solid? Please, I want you people to give me the answer. So kick out this A and B. Answer can be C or D. Hurry up. So 25. Maham, your answer is correct. Two more responses. Yes, Zain correct. Momin correct. Okay, Lana Yasser correct. MashaAllah, good. So answer is D. So for 25 also answer is what? D. So let me share it. No, 26. Yes, this also you have to give the answer. In which pair are both materials magnetic? What are magnetic materials? They are attracted by magnets. Or we can say they can be uh, turned into magnets. They can be made magnets. So which materials are both magnetic? See, this is both are not here. This is not. This is iron and steel both, because iron is soft magnetic material, steel is hard magnetic material. So yes, Zan, answer is C. You are right. So answer for 26 is C, my dear friends. Not 27. Which method could be used to demagnetize a magnet? This is also not part of our syllabus from 2023. Demagnetization of the magnets is not in syllabus. Now, which produces an electromotive force? Very simple, but I want you to people to answer it. Everybody. Which of the following is produces electromotive force, which is a type of voltage? Two answers are there. Yes, Zan, correct. Lana Yasser, correct. Yes, battery is producing what? EMF. So, dear friends, filament lamp, it produces light plus heat. Resistor produces heat. Spring balance has nothing to do with electromotive force. So, question 28, that is A. 28 or 27? 27 is out, so 28 is A. 27 is out and 28 is A. So this you will always do even in exam sometime. You don't understand what is the answer, so shade that question option so that there is no overlapping. Question number 29. Now the table describes four different resistance wires. They are all made from the same metal. So metal is same. Which has the smallest resistance? Here is length and diameter. See, resistance is directly proportional to length. So first of all, smallest resistance, if the length will be smaller, resistance will be smaller. So 2, 2, 3, 3. So 3, 3 out. Answer can be A or B. Now, resistance is inversely proportional to area. So if area is greater, resistance will be smaller. But see, area is equal to pi d square by 4. So when the diameter will be greater, area will be greater. Now check. Diameter is greater here. So dear friends, answer is B. So 29, answer is what? B. Yes, Maham, you are correct. So 29 is B. Then 30. I want you all to answer me this question. Which circuit shows the direction of the conventional current I and the flow of electrons? Conventional current I and flow of electrons. Conventional current and electron cannot be in the same direction. So wrong. Electrons, they cannot be same answer. So B or C. B or C. Conventional current from higher potential towards the lower potential. This direction of conventional current is correct. Electron, they are flowing from lower potential towards the higher potential. The direction of electrons is also correct. So answer for question number 30 is B. 30 is what? B. Because conventional current, it is flowing from for higher potential of the battery towards the lower potential. Yes, Lana. From higher potential towards the lower potential. So see, current is going from higher potential towards the lower, from positive towards what? Negative. And electron, they are always flowing from negative towards positive. They are repelled by negative and attracted by positive. So this rule you should be always remembering. And similarly, see, the current is going in the same direction, electrons are going in the same direction, not possible. Similarly, here in D, current, electrons and current are going in the same direction, not possible. So B and C, and then we sort out that correct answer is what? B. Now 31. Four lamps are each labeled 240 volt. In which circuit four lamps have normal brightness? When the lamps are connected in parallel, resistance is minimum. So power delivered maximum and their brightness will be normal. So correct answer here, simply C. Always when normal brightness or maximum brightness they are asking for the same battery. So what to do? Dear friends, you can, and you know they are all they are each labeled 240. So if this is 240 in series, this voltage will be distributed. They will not get 240 here. This is also in series, they cannot get 240. So these two are parallel, but these are in series, then they cannot get 240. Only when all of them are parallel, so they are having the same potential difference, same as the EMF of the battery or the source. So that's why C, and also in normal, the resistance decreases. Sorry, not normal. In parallel combination of resistor, the total resistance decreases. So it means normal brightness they will be getting for the same battery. So correct answer for 31 is C. Is it C? Sorry, 31 is C. Okay, 32 now. A battery charger plugs into a 230-volt supply. The charger is used to charge a 6-volt DC battery. The charger contains a diode and transformer. What is the purpose of these components? Diode, it lets the current to pass through in only one direction. it let the current to pass through only in one direction, so it keep the current in same direction, or converting from AC to DC, or it is also known as rectifier. Rectifying mean to make it straight. So rectifiers, it rectify the AC. So C and D are wrong. Answer can be A or B. No, this is step down or step up. Not step up, it is step down transformer. The reason for that, the voltage is decreased from 230 to 6. So 32 is A. Then, my dear friends, 33. Yeah, this is something important. Now, this is a series circuit or potential divider circuit. The diagram shows a potential divider connected to two voltmeters P and Q. The resistance of the variable resistor is decreased. This resistance is decreased. So which row shows what happens to the rings? You know, this is potential divider. I told you in this case, V is directly proportional to R, or we can say V1 over V2 is equal to R1 over R2. So ratio of voltages is equal to ratio of resistances. Now, just let me tell you that in the beginning, if this is 10 volt, mean battery is 10 volt, so 5 volt were here and 5 volts were here, such that 5 plus 5 total is equal to 10. Now what happened? The resistance of this P, a variable resistor, resistance is decreased. If the resistance is decreased, it means its voltage will also be, voltage across it will also be decreased, because resistance is, voltage is directly proportional to resistance. So from 5, let it has become 3. Total is still 10. So what it should be? It should become 7 volt. So my dear, voltmeter reading for P, it will be decreased. So reading on P decreases. So it means C and D are out. And to keep the voltage conserved, on Q it should increase. So 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. So that's why 33 answer is B. Dear friends, anybody having any question here, feel free, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will be moving forward. So, very basic rule in series and potential divider circuit is V is proportional to R. So, if the resistance of the variable resistor is decreased, it means potential difference across it is also what? Decreased. So, what about the other one? That will, of course, increase. Okay, so that the total is constant. So, answer for 33 is B. Okay, now 34. After some building work in a house, a bare uninsulated live wire is left protruding from a wall. What is the greatest hazard? Mean the live wire, copper wire which is carrying current, that is outside the wire. So what is the maximum hazard or maximum danger? So of course, if somebody touching it, so he or she can get an electric shock. So electric shock, my dear friends. So 34 is C. Then 35. Yeah, this one is important. An electron moves into a uniform magnetic field. The arrow shows the initial direction of the motion of the electron. The direction of the magnetic field is into the page, away from you. In which direction does a force acts on the electron when it enters the magnetic field? So, my dear friends, to answer this question, we need to use Fleming's left hand rule. Now, what is Fleming's left hand rule here, my dear friends? Okay, now how to apply this Fleming's left hand rule? My dear friends, now look here. First of all, for Fleming's left hand rule, this way. All of them should be stretched such that my thumb is perpendicular to forefinger and forefinger is perpendicular to the second finger. So this is first thing. Then secondly, father, mother, child. So magnetic force, magnetic field, and current, conventional current. Now start always from the field finger. This is away from you, mean into the screen. Now this is the current finger. But problem is, my dear friend, electrons is not the direction of current. Just we discussed before, conventional current we are using, and that is opposite to the flow of electrons. So electrons are flowing towards right. So I need to make it this way. Thumb is pointing downward. So the direction of the force will be towards the bottom of the page. So this one will be going this way. Again, father, mother, child. So always start with the field finger. Field is into the page, into the screen. In exam, you can do this way on the table like this. Then electrons direction of flow of electron, direction of flow of electron is not the current. Conventional current we have to apply here in Fleming's left hand rule, and that is opposite to the direction of current. So in this way, thumb is pointing up. But when we will move this current finger opposite to the current, see this way, that is opposite to the flow of electron. So thumb is pointing what downward. So it means it will be towards the bottom of the page. So answer for 35, dear friends, it is C. Answer for 35, it is C. So Fleming's left hand rule, very common most of the places. So always start with the field finger, and then after the field finger, my dear friends, field finger and then direction of current and conventional current. 36 now. The diagram shows an AC generator. As the coil passes through the position shown, its voltage is 10 volts. So when does the output voltage will become minus 10? You know, this AC generator generates like this: positive, negative, positive, negative. So after 180-degree, my dear friends, when the coil has turned through 180-degree, if it was before positive, it will become minus negative. If it was before negative, it will become positive. So simply 180-degree, when the coil is turned through 180-degree, or it has become anti-parallel, so the sign of the potential voltage or EMF induced, it will be reversed, positive to negative or from negative to positive. So correct answer here is B. So 36 is B. 36 is what? B. Now, 37. The scattering of alpha particles, non-nuclear physics, by a thin metal foil support the nuclear model of an atom. Why are alpha particles used rather than neutrons? Because they always travel more slowly. Nothing to do. They are heavier. This can be the reason. Because they are larger in diameter. No, because they have a positive charge. This D is more correct. The reason, before Rutherford alpha particle scattering experiment, there were J.J. Thomson plum pudding model. So the drawback with that model was, mean advantage or the good thing about, correct thing about that model, J.J. Thomson model, was it was talking that the atom is neutral. But it was failed to explain where are the positive charges and where are the negative charges. So we know alpha particles are positively charged, and we have observed in that nuclear model by a scattering of alpha particles that when the positively charged alpha particles are passing very close to the nucleus, so then they are repelled. So repulsion is only possible when there are like charges. So that gives us the evidence that the nucleus is positively charged. So that drawback, which was there in J.J. Thomson model, it is overcome by using, it was explained, or it was very corrected in case of alpha particle scattering experiment by Rutherford. So to know that nucleus is positive, so some positively charged object like alpha particle, when they are passing very close to it, so they are repelled. So that's why correct answer for 37 is D. Now 38. A radioactive A nucleus of a radioactive substance undergoes an alpha decay followed by a beta decay. So what are the nuclear number, mass number, and proton number of the nuclide after both decays have been passed? No problem. See, first of all, let's write this PO84 218. First of all, which decay is there? Alpha decay. I will write here X plus alpha. See, alpha is 2 alpha 4. Here it will be 82 and here it will be 214. Okay. Then, my dear, this X plus energy is released, but I'm not writing. Okay. Then this X, which is now X is 82, 214. It decays to another element. Let it be Y. Now plus beta. So beta is minus 1, 0. So here it will become 83 and 214. So after the decay of both, what will be the situation? So let's see now. Nuclear number, it will be 214. So A and C, it means B and D are out. And what about the proton number? No, not 85. It will be what? 83. So my dear friends, answer for 38, it will be C. Yes, Maham, correct. Okay, 38 is what? C. Now question number 39. A scientist carried out an experiment using a sealed source which emits beta particles. The range of the beta particles in the air is about 30 centimeters. Yes, it was before space physics. Okay, so 30 centimeter is the range of the beta particles into the air. Which precaution is the most effective to protect scientists from the radiations? Handling the source with the long tongs, yes, it may work. Keeping the temperature of the source low, radioactivity is random and spontaneous. It is not affected by the temperature or environmental conditions, so B is wrong. Opening all the windows in the laboratory, not making washing hands before leaving the laboratory, no. So only correct answer in this case is what? Handling the source with long tongs. So answer for 39 is A. 39 answer is what? A. Then dear friends, 40. Which row describe the nature of alpha particle and gamma? Gamma are electromagnetic radiations. So B and D are out. Alpha are protons, no helium nuclei. Exactly. So answer this one is also for A. Answer for 40 is also A. So answer for question number 40 is again what? A. My dear friends, so in this way, this complete paper is done, but this is 2016 and space physics was added from 2023. So in this paper, space physics was not there, but there were many ideas which we did not hit in the last many weeks. So that's why I have chosen this little bit comparatively old paper. Now, next class, inshallah, after Eid vacations, and we will be solving paper 4. Next week, now 2 papers, we will be solving paper 4 and 1 paper 6, inshallah. Okay. So if anybody is having any question here, any query, feel free. You can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the lesson. Stay blessed and happy Eid to all of you, inshallah. Take care and assalamu alaikum. Yes, inshallah. Inshallah. Next class will be on Monday now. Stay blessed, all of you.